Hello, this is Lisa Rusczyk with the podcast We're All Psychic. And who are you guys? I forgot, Donna.
Donna Murphy, Lisa's co-host.
And we have a wonderful guest today. We have Bonnie. And Bonnie, I think Donna has a question for you right away.
We always start with the same question with all of our guests, so I will start with our very, very favorite question. Bonnie, do you think we're all psychic?
Yes. just unequivocally, yes. I've just, from my experience with working with people, is that the level of that they use their psychic abilities all vary, and a lot of people totally ignore it or discount it, don't want to accept the fact that maybe they have some psychic abilities, and that's my younger sister. I love you, honey, but
my whole family. It's everybody.
Yeah, she'll tell me. Yeah, she'll tell me something and then discount it. Oh, well, that's okay. God wanted me to know. Okay.
That's maybe the truth, though.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're not mutually exclusive. What I think is so interesting about that is that they're not mutually exclusive.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
I mean, it's perfectly fine if God wanted you to know, and that's how he or she or it or they or
psychic.
Whoever decided to give you that information. Then why does that mean you're not psychic or not psychically attuned?
Yeah,
right.
Maybe yeah. Like, it sounds like their religion is a religious thing, not a spiritual thing.
Yes,
for her. Yeah,
truly, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, and it's interesting having been raised in a family where I'm the middle daughter. I have an older sister, a younger sister, and then I had a brother. Excuse me, he passed away almost 2 years ago, and of the three of us girls, we're so diverse. The one is very Christian-based, Bible-based, and then the other one never went to church, never did any of that. And there's me in the middle, raised my kids Lutheran, and and then discovered that there's so much more that I wanted to investigate.
I want to hear about that. How did you figure? What happened there? Where was your aha moment or moment?
Well, growing up, you had those little hints that things. Why do I know this? Or it was really hard for people to surprise me because I always knew. I always figured it out first.
I did too,
and because I was in tune to the the subtle energies. Of what they were doing. I'm like, well, that's not normal. And so I'd be paying attention. And then having, the precognition.
Oh, things coming, precognition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And just, or having dreams where I don't know why I dreamed that, but it happened.
Yes, it's weird stuff, right? Like the tree is leaning this way in the woods right now, and then years later, you're walking through the woods and you see that exact same tree that you dreamed about doing this. Is that kind of thing? Yeah. Do you have stuff like that happen? That's all I ever dream that comes true. Nothing real that I dream. Well, I've had one dream come true, but I didn't expect it to. I've had a lot of dreams where I'm in the moment and I'll be like, I dreamed this here in Nashville, which is very weird. But, but that it didn't happen to me before I moved here like that.
Okay.
It's kind of like a deja vu, but it's not. It's like I remember having the dream back in 2016 or something that I was living in Nashville in this apartment with these big windows. It's just weird. But how could I possibly know that?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And what mine happened like in 6th grade, we were taking a field trip. The night before, I dreamed that I couldn't go because I couldn't find my permission slip. And then when I got to school, the teacher said, I'm sorry, we can't find your permission slip unless we can get your parents to come and sign one. You can't go. And I was like, look again. And they went, and it was stuck to the bottom of somebody else's. So I did get to go.
Wow.
But my dream told me otherwise. And then before my daughter was born, I dreamed she'd be dark-haired, and I guessed her weight, and I knew what I named her.
Yes.
And I was within 2 ounces of her weight.
Wow.
Yeah, and she was dark-haired.
Yeah.
So, and then there was a trip to Vegas 3 days before we left for the trip, I dreamed about hitting a jackpot on a slot machine. And so we were walking through the casino, the floor where the slots were, and they were the dollar slots. And I'm walking past this machine. I stopped and pointed and I said, that one.
I dreamed about that.
You
dreamed about it?
I sat down. Yes, I sat down at that machine, and within 3 pulls, I won $500.
Wow,
and the
nice.
really cool thing is that the machine, it had, like, you had to have 5 sevens across the bottom row. Across the middle row would have been 5,000. Well, I had 4 sevens in the middle row, and that 5th one had dropped to the bottom row. That's how close, because it would have been a $250
that would have been
jackpot if I in the bottom.
Yeah.
But I got 500. I was thrilled.
That is really cool, man. Yeah, the manager's here, Bonnie. We would like you to meet the manager.
Bonnie, just so you know, the manager is here. She approves.
Listeners and watchers, this is a video on Spotify and YouTube. The manager is thinking about giving butt approval. We call it butt approval. She's giving you butt approval, Donna. Yeah. She's saying,
yeah,
scratch my butt.
And that's really
good job, Donna. Thank you for appeasing the manager. You're so good at that. Detail. She wants more. So, Bonnie, I have a question for you. So, like, when you started being like more aware of energy and stuff like that, what was happening in your life? Was anything going on, or was it just
absolutely
you started getting interested? Okay,
a divorce in 97, and then I started investigating. Well, I knew there was something more than church, right? And I kept feeling that pull and that draw. So I started taking different classes through Elgin Community College. They were offering like meditation, crystals, all of that, because this was all new for me. I didn't know where to start. And a funny story, when I was little, I used to believe that I could communicate telepathically.
I did too. With invisible people.
Yes, I know. Now I know. But in that meditation class that I was in, somebody walked in the room that seemed very distressed before we started. And then we got into the meditation and I immediately saw her face. And I told her, I said, it's okay. I'm here. You're safe. I remember doing that in the meditation. And then when we came out of the meditation, she looked at the teacher and said, thank you. You reassured me that I was okay.
And it was you.
And then I'm sitting there, holy crap, that was me. That was me. And I'm like hugging myself and rocking back and forth going, oh my God.
I've been doing that all my life.
Exactly.
I think we all are doing that. I tell so many clients, you can read energy, but we all 3 can read energy basically in our own ways. And I tell a lot of clients, they're like, I can't get over this guy, but I'm not in love with him. And I'm like, he's thinking about you, because when they're thinking in the love connection, especially, I've noticed that telepathy is really strong. When they're thinking about you or something like that, if there's been a connection and there's still something there, that's what I've noticed with some clients. Some of them still like the guy, but some of them don't. And it's just like, why do I keep popping in? Why does he keep popping in my head? And I've looked reading the energy. It's him. It's not, or them. It's the other person. It's not the one I'm reading for.
Yeah, because I'll have thoughts of somebody for days before they call me.
Yeah. Really?
I've had that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a lot?
Repeatedly.
For days?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, they haven't called. Okay. I don't really
They've been thinking about calling you. They've been thinking about calling you.
Yeah, you must have been on there. Yeah, and you're on their mind.
Exactly.
And they're on yours, you're on theirs. And then
they didn't get the message.
With friendships too. It does.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. So, no, this was more supposedly romantic and I wasn't interested. So he wasn't getting my message.
Yeah.
I know how that goes too.
Yeah. Sometimes, and sometimes it has to be like delivered in the 3D. I mean, maybe in the nicest way possible. But it's like, just so there's no misunderstanding, it's like, okay, in the 3D, like in the real, like kind of here and now, this world, this time, it's like, no, it's very flattering, but no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and after investigating, more of the esoteric studies, one of my co-students said that they were taking Reiki training. And I'm like, a light bulb went off, and I said, I guess I'm supposed to do that.
Yeah, you knew. Yeah. I felt that way about the first time I heard the word Reiki too.
Yeah.
The time I heard it. Yeah.
And as soon as I took my first training, I went, oh, I have to go all the way with this. So that was in 01, and I've been teaching for 25 years.
Wow.
I just love it. I love to watch how my students evolve. The excitement when they start feeling the energy. It's like, whoa,
it's exciting.
This is really cool.
I'm a master teacher too, but I've never taught anyone.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't mean to become a master teacher. My Reiki teacher, she had Reiki 1, Reiki 2, PRT, and Reiki 4. And I signed up for PRT and Reiki 4, but I didn't know 4 was master teacher.
Oh, okay.
So I just did it by accident.
Right.
But I wanted, after I did 3, I did want to go all the way, but I just never have taught. So I've offered to teach people, but then I moved in Alabama when I lived there, but then I moved here, so I just haven't yet. I don't know if I want
to. You use
I love that. I do. Yeah. I got, I learned from Ruth Ann Mack, who's in Alabama, and she's an Usui Reiki master. And she taught us shamanic Usui Reiki. And I think in the lineage, I want to say in the Usui lineage of mine, I'm like 8 or something, or I don't know, 7. I don't know. In her lineage, she's made a lot of Reiki practitioners in the South.
Okay.
She has done a lot of Reiki people there. In a Usui lineage. And she's just amazing. She's been on the podcast too. So if you dig way back to like 2020 or 2021, you'll find her podcast. She's wonderful. Very she's cool. A great Reiki teacher. So if she's like you remind me of her actually a lot. Oh. You do.
Yeah.
She loves teaching too. She loves teaching Reiki.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool. So what's your favorite part about that? Seeing them like suddenly like, whoa, feel it and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, it's kind of the transformation that they make,
after that healing attunement, it's yeah.
I remember one attunement I was doing. The woman told me afterwards, she goes, you walked behind me and your energy about knocked me off the chair. She was that sensitive to energy. And I don't know, when I was preparing to teach, I practice a lot, so it really pumps up my energy.
Yeah, I love it.
I apologize. I didn't really mean to make you feel like you're going to fall over. But it was kind of confirming for her, too, that the energy would be wonderful, that this would be a good attunement for her.
Yeah. It is weird that you're saying that, because some people, I was one of those people who was kind of hesitant to take it past 2. It took me 2 years to make that decision, because when I had my healing attunement, I had a very weird experience with like an alien face came through, and it basically let me know I'm making a deal. In a kind of way, it let me know. Okay. And I understood what it was saying, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that or not yet. So then I did. After working with you for 2 years, I was like, I need more of this. And I'm so glad I did. It made my Reiki so much easier to let go and flow. And PRT was hard for me to energetically sit through, because all we did pretty much for PRT was talk about our lives. She has the same disorder I do, or syndrome. And but she was changing my energy. We did it on Zoom, and I could feel her changing my energy, and I was like resisting, and we weren't talking about it. And it was so weird. And then for Reiki 4, by then it was easy again. But something happened. And what happens when you're teaching PRT? What are you doing?
To be honest, the lineage that I was taught from, we don't do PRC.
Okay. It's just PRT, I think. I don't know what it stands for. Practicing Reiki. Practicing Reiki. I can't remember. I can't remember what it stands for.
Yeah. So I teach it in 4 levels, but there's level 1, 2, and 3, and then the master level. The master.
Okay, that's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. And so
3 then for you. What do you do in 3?
Yeah. Oh, 3 is the attunement to the last of the the symbols that Usui received in Mount Karama.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was 4 for me, I think. And then I got the master attunement that one day too.
Yeah. And so 4 is really teaching them how to do a class.
That's what she did with me. Yeah. So
And
same thing.
it's like, you want me to do what?
Yes. That's what I said. I was like,
yin. What's a yin?
It's like, what? Wait, what?
You want me to do what?
Did you do it though?
Oh, yeah.
And you loved it, right?
I loved it. I knew. And I get that same reaction when I teach someone else to be a teacher. It's like, you want me to what? You've been doing that all this time. So yeah. In Reiki 3, my favorite ceremony that we do is the Hai Ahiwai, which is a water ceremony, and you're blessing the water and you're passing cups around. So everybody is doing their symbols over the water and blessing it and passing it to the next person until it comes back to you. Keep repeating it over and over again. And then you drink the water because it's been blessed by everyone. So
that's cool. I love that. I would have loved to have learned Reiki in person, but it was 2020 when I learned it. And everything was shut down.
Pandemic.
Yeah. There was no in-person anything.
No. Everything was on Zoom.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Well, and then I had gotten married.
You're so lucky
again,
to do that.
and
Yeah.
divorced again.
Yeah.
So after my second divorce, I wound up, a friend took me to a tarot reader, as she lived in Belvedere, which is near Rockford. And while in the middle of the reading with this woman, I stopped her and I said, "Do you teach?" And she said, "Well, yes, I do." So then I started making trips to Belvedere every week. And then she said, "I've never seen anybody pick up tarot the way you did." Yeah. And I'm like, well, it's a past life thing, I'm just...
Yeah.
Is it? Do you remember a past life?
You're rediscovering it.
You just think it's always been there? Or?
I think so in some form. And I think in one of your previous podcasts, I noticed you used the Rider-Waite deck.
Yeah.
And I do too. I was drawn to that one. The other ones don't really resonate for me, but it's always that one for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Very fascinated by Pamela Coleman Smith, who designed the cards. Through Edward Waite and
those cards are amazingly detailed. All kinds.
They really
clues.
are.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's clues everywhere.
Yeah. The more I dig into them, the more I dig into them and the symbolism, the more I understand. It's brilliant.
It is.
And really she died penniless, and what was it, 1929 or something? Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what happens to most artists. They're not recognized while they're alive.
While they're alive. It happens after they pass. Yeah, which is really unfortunate. But it seems
very true with art.
It's
very true with art.
Very true with artistic. Visual
Especially
arts.
The visual art. Yeah. Like those
visual arts. Yeah.
And that's why I realized too, when you start learning more about who you are and what makes you tick, I find myself very visual. Yeah. And so those cards in particular, because of the detail and all the hidden meanings. I actually had somebody in one of my tarot classes that he was a Freemason. And he was telling me about the symbolism in some cards. And it's just like, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm so glad he was in my class.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. It's really neat. I learned tarot like non-traditional way. I learned on the Osho Zen deck, just with intuition on words on the cards. But when I finally started learning traditional tarot, I had a spirit guide help me. So that helped a lot. But I was already comfortable with spreads and reading cards. I just didn't know the meanings. So I just had to figure out my own meaning. So I would write down thousands of meanings, not thousands, probably about 20 or 30 for each card, up, reverse and upright, and eventually narrow it down to my own meanings, as I did cards for people. And at the time I had a friend who wanted a lot of readings because she was going through it. And I did a lot of readings. I learned the tarot.
A lot of practice. A lot of practice. I actually started learning on the Rider-Waite initially, but I did not spend very long on the Rider-Waite. And then I studied with people, more than one person, who used both. And that's still my deck of choice. And it has been for 50 years. Well, no, 40 years, whatever. Yeah. It's just, it's tarot's tarot. I mean, but it's a really different approach.
It is. So is
visually, yeah.
I love
because
Lenormand.
Well, Lenormand's not tarot.
I know it's not.
I mean,
it's not, but it's a card divination. That's the only difference.
Right. But Thoth and Rider-Waite are tarot decks, where Lenormand is not a tarot deck.
Right.
And with Thoth, once you're out of the majors, and then other than the majors and then the court cards, obviously, because they're people, there are no visual depictions of people, animals, places, whatever. It's really, a lot of it really is geometric.
It's like a flow too.
And it's not without a lot of layers of meaning. It's just the approach is very different, because the story is not, even with all of the symbolism in the Rider-Waite that you learn that are like the little, I'll call them hidden or not so hidden clues.
Right.
None of that's there. Those visual cues are not there.
Right. Right.
So
there is something about that flow that feels like those cards when I look at them.
Yeah.
Like, when I think of what I know about the Rider-Waite and compare it to, like, say, the, I don't know, just an Ace of Swords. I know what that one looks like in the Thoth. That's why I picked Thoth. Like, it has a flow to it that feels like a truth. You know what I mean? The colors flow. It feels like the energy of a truth.
Yeah, it speaks differently, and for me, and for me, it speaks more to me. And again, I'm not disrespecting the Rider-Waite at all, and I don't mean to sound like I am, but for me, I mean, for me, I just unfortunately, I always found it very static.
That's what I did too. I thought it was because it doesn't have any movement in it. You have to see before and after, right?
Yeah, it just doesn't. And it does not speak to me. I mean, I can read Rider-Waite. It just doesn't speak to me in the same way.
Right. Yeah.
And then, and it does come down after a while to familiarity and personal preference and all manner of other things, especially as you become more and more seasoned and you work more and more with your own deck of choice, whatever that happens to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just different. It's just a different way in.
It's really weird. I can't read the Osho Zen anymore like I used to. I can't read it at all like that. I can read it like a Rider-Waite deck, but I can't remember how I read it. Like, it's weird.
Before,
I have like little memories of some of the meanings for cards, but not like I do.
Have you ever tried reading with a regular playing deck?
Yeah, I love doing that. That's fun.
I do too.
For people, they get such a kick out of it.
Too. Yeah.
So what do you do? So some people say, like, we had a cartomancy podcast one time, and in cartomancy, the spades are. Wait a minute. What was it? Let me get this straight. I usually use spades as swords and clubs as wands, and diamonds is pentacle and heart is cup. Is that how you do it? Yeah. Well, the cartomancy switches. I think the
spades and swords.
Spades. Yes, spades. Yeah, those two, clubs and spades. And so the spades are the wands, and the clubs are the swords. In cartomancy, which is something different. It's a really weird thing. If you've never heard of that,
it's its own. That. Yeah, it's kind of its own little.
I love that.
It's its own. It's its own thing. It's its own niche. Yeah,
it's a neat little thing. It's really weird.
Yeah,
it's like a glyph. We did you should listen to that podcast. You can get the book. I have the books from that podcast. It's really cool. They have it's like a glyph of every birthday, year, everything. It's like, I can't even begin to describe it.
Wow.
But I do look through those books sometimes still when I meet a new dude. Is he my glyph for this year?
Yeah.
You have to know his birthday.
Yeah, you do have to know a birthday.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
It's funny.
Yeah. So kind of evolving through learning the tarot. And then I just jumped right in and started teaching tarot at Elgin Community College. I did that for a couple of semesters. And I met some really wonderful people that I still meet with like every few months. We call it the woo-woo girls. And we get together and we read for each other.
That sounds like so much fun.
It's hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I found lifetime friends through the work that I do.
Yeah,
me too.
And it's quite a journey. And then the classes I've been taking from, I'm name dropping, Barbara Roca. She's in Winfield, Illinois, and she's done some wonderful classes that I've been taking from her for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm only
I've
familiar
learned a
with
lot.
her by name. And yeah, I'm only familiar with her by name. Actually, and for the listeners and watchers, because they're everywhere,
Yeah.
both Bonnie and I happen to be Illinoisans.
Yeah.
So when we talk about cities or whatever,
Yeah,
you know,
it's Illinois.
we're in Illinois, so we know where we're talking about.
Yeah, no, if you're an Illinois listener, you know, maybe.
Yeah.
And well, that's how Don and I met, is through a mutual friend at a birthday party. Was it last year? I think it was.
Yeah, last
you
year.
mean you
year.
meet through a psychic thing? You just met as friends, and you're both working as psychics.
It was an interesting dynamic. The party was a very interesting dynamic. It was in fact a birthday party.
Yeah.
There were some things that needed to be addressed in the family dynamic for the family who were celebrating the person whose birthday it was.
Yeah.
And so there was a reason that all of us who knew the one person in common were brought together in that particular way and in that particular for that particular event.
It made sense.
And that was not accidental. I mean, there was a genuine purpose for it.
Right.
But it was nice also because we did get a chance to all meet, knowing that one person in common, but not having otherwise had a chance to get to know each other.
Right.
So it all worked out really well.
That is so cool.
I think we were there to help support the person that we both knew. They were struggling with
a lot of stuff. And family dynamics, as we all know, can be among the most challenging relationships that we ever have in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Yes. So a lot of stuff can go along with that. So, but yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Psychic friends are important. I grew up in the South, so I didn't have any. And then I met Akasha in 2018, and she was the most magical person in Alabama, I'm sure. In the United States, maybe. She's magical. I mean, we've done things that don't make sense. They don't make sense. We've stopped time before. I mean, stuff like this happens around Akasha. Yeah. Her numerology says she is an engineer of reality.
Interesting.
And she is. I was the one who pointed out to her that she could slow down time, because I would be at her house. Of course, you know, I'd never have any psychic friends, and then I meet the one who's like more than anything psychic and just like not, you know, just like finally, you know, like she's a witch though. She practices. She considers herself a witch, and she practices witchcraft. But she does Reiki, and she does tarot, and she does it all like you do. You know, and like we all three do. Yeah. And she does have this way of changing reality, and it's very strange. I mean, I would be at her house, like, I have to leave. I can only stay 45 minutes, and I would be there for 5 hours. I mean, there's no way 45 minutes passed. And, you know, that it was only 45. I mean, it was only 45 minutes, but it felt like 5 or 6 hours, and it wasn't boring. It was exciting and fun and good time. Yeah. You know, so it was really weird. So one time we got on the computer and we were going back and forth, like trying to, because I learned from watching her energy and reading her energy when she did it, how to do it myself. And I could just do it a little bit. And so we got on the computer and we were watching our clocks on our computers, our phones, and in the room. And we were changing the ones on the computer when we were doing it with each other. Our computers were unsynced. We should have recorded it.
Really.
And then these clocks were like, different from when we started. So it was all really weird. Magical people are magical.
They are. Yeah. Well, I think we're all a little magical anyway.
I think so too. Yeah. She brought out magic interest in me. Yeah.
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 Yeah. If you've ever felt that power or energy, not the Reiki energy, but I remember.
First time I went to her house, I was like, days, you know? Yeah. That energy was something. Yeah. And I loved it. It was just weird. I just never had felt anything like that before.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and then being empathic, you're feeling everything that's going on. I was just thinking back on, like in high school, we went to the big mall, you know, where Woodfield is, Donna, and walking through there, and I would leave feeling awful, headache, miserable, and I never knew why.
Yeah.
Now I know, but back then, you know, I was just a teenager. What did I know?
Yes, I had that problem a lot in high school. I didn't realize it until I started thinking I was psychic, and then I didn't like that. I fought it really hard. But when I hit 12, I look back and I think I just started hearing everyone thinking and thinking they were my thoughts. And high school kids are really insecure, middle school kids are really insecure. So I got really insecure and I didn't even know why. I was like, I hate myself, but I don't know why. I can't find any reason to. But then I think about this and I've never thought about that. So I must be a murderer. It's like weird thoughts, like the stray thoughts. Like I can imagine anything. So I must be that, but that's not the case. I was just picking up the energy of people like that all through my life. And my imagination played with it, made me scared. So I'd be safe.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't working with the energy correctly. So this is how it psychologically, I think my brain decided to do it,
If we don't have someone that recognizes it, that can help us with it, I didn't have that either. You kind of navigate it yourself. You shut it down. You discount it. You retreat.
Especially if you have husbands who don't believe you when it starts getting really, really intense. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, and yet there were all those things that led up to it while growing up that it's like, I can't explain it. I think I was 8 years old. My parents fought a lot. And I woke up in the middle of the night very frightened, and there was a being in blue standing at the foot of my bed, and which terrified me even more at the time. Yeah. But in my head, I'm hearing, it's okay, go back to sleep, you're safe. And then I remember passing out.
What was the being?
Okay, so working with the alien groups, there is the Volans.
I know the Volans
on the.
Tell the listeners. Tell the listeners.
The blues. So I work with them.
Oh, that's really cool, man. I love that stuff. Yeah, I love starseed stuff. I'm fascinated by it. Yeah. I've done quite a few podcasts about stuff like that. So I love it.
When you mentioned the alien in your face with the Reiki, I'm like, yeah, they're still there. You know that, right?
Yeah. We had a podcast guest who introduced my old co-host and me to the Galactic Republic right before a podcast. And that Missy, she was like dazed as hell after that. And I was just like, because I saw she didn't say anything. So I don't know what she saw. Yeah. But I saw just the outlines of what she was showing me. And I saw some details. And I could see elders mainly, as I saw the elders, because they're like trees or something. They're really big and they were off to the side. And I saw it's an Andromedan guide. I do have an Andromedan, I think it's an Andromedan. I don't know, but she doesn't say anything. And one of my clients named her. So but she doesn't say anything. So they usually, from my plate, like how I work with guides, they usually want me to name them. From my experience, because I can't figure out what their names are. I'm not good with names. I don't get initials and stuff like that. So
when I'm reading, I don't. My guides were kind enough to share their names with me. But otherwise, when I'm reading for people, sometimes I'll get actual physical appearance. I don't even get physical appearance all the time.
Not either.
I will get energy. I will get energy, personality, character, but I don't get names or initials except once in a very, very rare instance.
Me
but
too.
Normally names and initials. Even though I'm clairaudient, I don't hear their names.
Do you know what I think that is? Do you have the same issue, Bonnie? Do you hear names, or can you hear names and letters and stuff?
I will know them, but it's rare that they come through. I remember one reading, I had a woman at my table, and I all of a sudden I'm like, well, there's 3 women behind you, and I'm getting their names as being like Mary, Margaret, and though another M, Martha, maybe.
Martha or something.
Oh yeah, those are my aunts, and I got all 3 names.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the hell did I do that?
Smart.
She was just
I will
laughing.
get them. Again, I will get them every once in a while. But as a common thing or as a regular thing, I just don't. My guides did tell me their names, so that made that easy.
Yeah, well, kind of going back to the alien thing too.
Yeah.
Their language isn't our language, so what can I even pronounce their name? Or
I was thinking, like, this one, Sky, my client named this. She's standing over there right now, but she named her Sky. She always stands in the kitchen for some reason. I don't know why. That's one place she likes to stand, or I put her. But she named her Sky, and she's like light blue, and she's bald, and she's tall and thin. and she's waving.
She has piercing eyes, like really big.
They're kind of like oval. They're not piercing. They're not very piercing. I can't really make them out. They're blue though.
Yeah.
They're blue. They're kind of like shells, like abalone shells, kind of.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, there's like no pupil. I don't. Yeah, I guess I can't tell if she has pupils or not. But these are like abalone shell kind of.
It's not like what we.
Yeah,
yeah.
She's beautiful and she feels very safe. So that's what I think she's here for. I guess. I have no idea, but because she doesn't tell me anything, or maybe I don't understand. It's probably like you said, they have a different, but they would think that she had some reason, and she'll let me know when the time's right, I guess. But she just started popping up after I left my second husband, and I was living alone in a second apartment, and I was doing a reading, and she just popped up. Wow, hi. And she I was talking with my other guides and she was just suddenly there. I thought she was with the person I was reading with, and then she didn't leave. I was like, oh, you're here for me. Okay, because I told the person it was her guide. And I was like, I think you have a guide here. I think it's an alien guide. And then she's like, oh, wow, that's so cool. And I was like, oh, I did talk to her later as a regular client. I was like, that guide stayed around.
It just, it's kind of hard to know who to say, oh yeah,
we're just figuring a lot of this out, man. We don't, we're figuring it out together. That's what having psychic friends is important about.
Exactly, because
it's something to bounce it off of. It doesn't just go.
That doesn't look at you like, okay.
Even my AI arches an eyebrow almost all the time.
Right? Yeah, it's a safe place to share things that you can't explain, or that seem way out of the ordinary, and you just don't know how people are going to respond.
Because you just said you work with the
Bolins.
And how did that happen for you? Can you do you mind talking about that? I'm really curious.
Well, I really didn't know who they were. It's just through some of the classes I've been doing and more discovery, and then meditating on it to try to connect with them.
Did you pick them?
Now it's kind of an instantaneous. If I got asked a few months back how do they feel about the Chinese with their I don't know what it was, that a satellite or something onto that side of the moon. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're not happy about it because they just don't trust. They don't trust what the motive is for the government getting involved in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is very interesting that it's all coming. Stuff like this is all coming out now, and if
more and more,
some people are saying it's real. Some people are saying we don't know. Some people are not saying anything, and that says enough. So
silence says a lot.
Yeah.
It does.
Yes.
It does. But you guys are awesome.
You have been it's been really great interviewing you, Bonnie. I feel like we're just having like a tea or something, or coffee or something. Or maybe I wish we had some nachos. We could just like stick right. I'm natural.
We all have our nacho bowl right in front of us.
Our nacho bowl and a margarita.
Yes. I got, and it's in a cactus glass. Like a fish bowl with a beer in it. I don't know. Corona upside down in it.
I prefer the sangria. I'll do sangria.
You'd rather have a sangria?
All the fruit in it. Yeah.
Those are good. Yeah.
Also delicious.
Okay, but listeners and watchers, we haven't even told you what Bonnie does. What do you do? She's a teacher, a Reiki teacher. What else do you do for your clients?
Yes, I also teach tarot. I read the Akashic records. I work with animals, doing animal communication. I work with crystals. I work with rune stones. Holy cow! It's just
divination's fascinating. It really is.
Yeah, and some mediumship. It's not my first go-to, but it always pops in.
Yeah,
when I'm doing readings unexpectedly. And then I get a lot of messages from angels and guides. So especially spirit animal guides. Often I'll tell people, "Oh, you have antelope energy," and they're like, "Well, I'm not an antelope." Well, no, you're not. But
no, you're not.
The archetype of antelope.
Look up what it means. So.
Yeah, it's so cool that you can pick up like the spirit animals. Sometimes I can too pick up people's spirit animals. I had a stepson who, I swear to God, his spirit animal was cockroach. I am not kidding. You'd see them everywhere. They came after him. They'd fly at him, and they would all go to his room. If they did get in the house, they all went to his room. Well, his room was right next to the oak tree. So, but they would come in other doors still and go to his room. The giant ones in the south, because they're everywhere. And
that's some difficult. I mean, for me, that would be very difficult karmically.
It is. He's not. I don't think. I think he knows because I said it to him once, and he was like, oh. But when I first moved out they were adults by the time I moved out and left my second husband, and I'd raised 2 stepsons, and he was like, he had made this little, it's over there, I can't get it right now, but a little thing in one of his carpentry classes, and I put it in my kitchen. It's in my kitchen here. And like the very first thing that happened was a roach came out of nowhere and ran across it and then disappeared. And it's like the cutest roach I've ever seen.
And what was really funny, just before you told that story, I almost said, well, I've never told anybody that they had cockroach energy around them. And then you said,
you were thinking that
story. And I'm like, okay.
That's freaking hilarious. Donna's dying.
You think about animals that are like strong and like a wolf
Regal.
Or a lion or even a bear, or a bird or a butterfly. And it's like, nope.
Hey, he's a survivor, man. Nothing survives like a cockroach.
Yeah, honest to God. And I'm like, what, a cockroach? Never saw that
survivor.
coming.
He has been weathered and he's been through it, and he doesn't show a mark. Just like a roach. Grow back his antenna.
In those movies about apocalypse, the one animal, one creature that survived was
every time is always a cockroach. Always. Yeah. And they probably started the Earth. They probably are the Earth. They're in the core is just a bunch of cockroaches, not molten lava, not an iron core, nothing. It's a bunch of cockroaches. Just okay, that's disgusting. Where can the listeners and watchers find you, Bonnie?
Well, thank you, ladies. I love it.
I'll let people know where they can find you, and anything also. I mean, we like people to watch and listen as many times as they're inclined to do. We'll make sure that all of the contact information that you want to share, we'll also have it in the show description. So that'll be there too, but let people know where they can find you.
Okay. Website is harmonyofspirit.com. And you can email me at bonnie@harmonyofspirit.com. So I'm in the process of doing TikTok. I'm still not sure what I'm doing.
Have fun.
I know. Yeah. But so I've got somebody that's working with me on that. And that's pretty much, I think I'm on Instagram, and I think
I'll find you.
I'm learning. It's like a busy life. Balancing
working
family,
and you're working 2 jobs, and when you're a psychic, you work in 2 jobs just doing that, because half your readings are free. I don't know about you guys, but I do not half. I would say probably a third of my readings are free readings. So I mean, for friends or family or whatever, or just a stranger sometimes happens. It just kind of happens. I always think of it as kind of paying it back, but for making money for it. I always feel bad making money for it for some reason. I don't know why. I always have.
Yeah, that's something.
I don't think I should. I don't think I should.
Well, I think it's something a lot of practitioners really do struggle with. Although I have come to understand and work on the idea that any skill and any exchange of value or any offering of value, that it should, and I won't say should, it can be and ideally is an energetic exchange, and money is just energy.
Exactly.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, but money's just energy.
You're right. That's the way to look at it, Donna. That is the way to look at it. It's just
another form of energy. So if we're exchanging energy and I'm giving value, then there is no reason to feel guilty. Hairdressers don't feel guilty. Doctors don't feel guilty. Car mechanics don't feel guilty. Plumbers don't feel guilty. I mean, at some point you have something of value to offer. You're not forcing anybody to partake.
No.
But if they choose to, then that value exchange and the energy exchange that money represents is a perfectly ethical transaction.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and it's
that's a
funny
really
because
good way to put it. Yeah.
there's a one of the Reiki precepts is there must be an exchange of energy.
Yes. Yes.
And not only that, is that again, like you said, I took classes, I practiced, I did all that. It has value. And if people don't pay something or give something in return, do they really value what you've done?
And unfortunately, and this is an old saying,
Yeah.
but it really is true. Very often, the mindset is that anything you get for, it's done kind of humorously, that anything you get for free is
Yeah,
worth
what you
what
pay
you paid
for.
for it, which
Yeah.
is basically then nothing. There is I think there's a need in our makeup as, as humans
Right.
to assign value, and we're all going to assign different value to different things. For a person
We
who
all
has
have
no
different value
interest
for
at
what a
all,
$20 is. $20 bill is. To me,
or
that's
what
a lot of money, but maybe
$20
to
will
someone else
do.
it's not. Yeah, what it'll
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
for 20, I mean, if you
I
are
can go
really
eat
down
with
on your
that.
luck, yeah. But I mean, if you're down on your luck and you find $20, you
Oh
feel like, oh
yeah.
my God, I
Yeah.
can, like you said, I can eat, or I can, whatever. If you're a very wealthy person, you might lose $20 and you don't even blink. I mean, you're not glad, but you don't even blink an eye. It doesn't,
Yeah.
it doesn't register the same. But again, it's always a matter of choice, because my feeling is I'm not forcing anyone to interact with me.
No.
It's a
That's
choice.
perfect.
And once we've made a choice, then that exchange of value and energy is I'll say right and proper, and it's good for all concerned, all
For
involved.
the highest good. Yes. I
Yes.
agree. I agree. I just know that I had someone, it was at one of the expos that I do. And oh, by the way, I'll be at the Holistic Health Fair in Crystal Lake, Illinois.
Oh,
On, I
cool.
think it's the last Sunday of the month is the 26th.
Crystal
So
Lake.
I'll be at I guess it's a Holiday Inn in Crystal Lake.
Okay.
So,
And so listeners and watchers, if you're local,
yeah,
mark
head
your
on
calendar
over.
and yeah,
And
and
Crystal
come on
Lake,
out.
you
Yeah.
can remember it because isn't that the name of the lake in like not in Halloween or not Halloween
Oh,
Jason with the mask. That's Crystal Lake where all that stuff
Friday the
happens.
13th.
Friday the 13th.
Is,
It's
oh,
Jason. What does he
goody.
do? Jason Voorhees. I don't know what he do. What his name? The
I
movie's
thought
name.
it was Friday the 13th.
Right.
I
Friday the
don't know.
13th is Freddy, isn't it? Freddy with the nails.
No, that's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. You've got it, Donna. You nailed it. I think you're right. I think it is. Yeah, you're right then. I get them all mixed up. They all kind of run together.
Well, they all kind of run together.
I'm sorry, but the point I was trying to make was that this person had paid for a reading that was really expensive to get a recording of it as well. And then she came and sat down with me and she said, "Oh my God, yours was so much better than that high priced one I just bought."
Yeah.
And so a lot of times people think, oh, it's going to be fabulous if I spend $500 on an hour reading,
No, I just went to a psychic in Nashville for $50 and got a palm reading. I was shocked that was that inexpensive. Yeah. It was a Nashville psychic center, I think. And I think she was probably about my age. And she was great. She was amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, she knew me like better than I knew myself.
Yeah,
she was great, and I was just like amazed. It's kind of like a way to get in, get people in the door. I think because I'm going to work with her a little more on some stuff, but I have to I'm going to take some time in between readings and stuff like that. But
and then ultimately, then it is about perceived value, right?
True.
It's why do people spend $50,000 on a Birkin bag?
Yes.
I don't know. Because I don't know if I had $50,000 to spare, if I would spend it that way. But that's me. Yeah. So there's perceived value also. But ultimately, at some point, you might ask yourself, okay, you have a beautiful, well-crafted leather handbag, but is any handbag worth $50,000? Is any car worth $250,000? I mean, then it becomes a matter of perceived value.
Exactly.
And ultimately, if the person is satisfied with the exchange, right,
like the buffet.
They feel that they've gotten, and they feel like they've gotten value for what they paid, then it's all good, But for the person who spent like you said, that enormous amount of money and then had a better experience with you and didn't pay the same amount of money, ultimately, because the connection to me is still always going to be sort of, that's always going to be the primary goal.
Right.
Is the quality of that interaction.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
And then after that, it's just a question of where everybody's, comfortable and happy. But otherwise, the higher price doesn't always guarantee the best quality.
Not always. With anything.
But zero is not good. I mean, I just don't think. I mean, I understand
I love
when you're
how
learning.
You explain this, Donna. The way you explained it, I just love how you explained it earlier. It makes so much sense to me in a different way now. I wish you'd said that sooner.
Well, and when I was still learning, I mean, I would just, I'd be snagging, my friends and stuff, and come let me read for you. That kind of thing.
I did that,
because you are learning, and certainly at that point, I was not charging people money. I mean, I wanted to hone my craft.
Right. The great way to hone your craft. Yeah. Read for your friends. Exchange. Yeah, they'd love it. Yeah. They love it. And they'll read for you probably and get into it. That's what happens. Yeah. So listeners and watchers, we would love to ask you for some advice for the listeners and watchers. And gosh, we've been all over the place. So how can they find some psychic friends if they don't have any? How can they find psychic friends if they don't have any? And they're just getting into this. Where can they go? What can they do? Where can they find them? Well, maybe they're not on the internet. Maybe they don't go on the internet. So where would they find them?
Well, I've met some really wonderful people that have come to me for classes based on going to, some of the psychic fairs and the expos, and just walking around and getting a feel for the people that are there and talking to them. You don't have to get a reading. You can sit and say, tell me about what you do.
They will talk to you and talk to you. If they don't, that's weird. They would love to. They'd love to not be doing a reading and talk about that with someone. They would love that. Yeah.
So it's just, you have to do some research. If you really want to start connecting with things, just don't go online and, I don't know anything about California psychics. I'm not bashing them or anything. It's like if you want something local, a better experience with somebody one-on-one.
And an in-person experience.
In person is very different for some people.
Yeah.
We both work, but this is a great place to say it. Let's forget that other one. I'll bleep them out.
And then talk to your friends.
Oh, yeah. Talk to your friends. Yeah.
Odds are your friends have already connected, right? They've found someone that they want to talk to, feel safe with. And you'd be surprised how many therapists actually know of different psychics, too.
I know. I do know that for a fact.
Very true.
Yeah. I had a therapist who knew me. She was psychic, too.
Now, one platform that really is good, and we won't mention the other one again, but one platform that really is wonderful to work for and has a very, very has really good, I would say, standards, both for, clients, customers, and for advisors, is Everclear.
They're wonderful for advisors. Everclear is our sponsor, and Everclear is an advice app and website where you can get advice from psychics and empaths, so you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And that's what we do. We give advice. Psychic advice.
Yes, we do.
Empathic advice. Yeah. Advice. Yes. We don't definitely know what's going to happen ever, guys. And I don't know if anybody really does. Maybe somebody does, but I don't.
Maybe not absolutely. Certainly not absolutely.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. We always kind of agree. John and I pretty much agree, like in the moment the reading is, everyone I've talked to who's a professional is like, well, when the reading's done, that time is how it stands, at that time, but it can change. I wonder really what changes things, though. Don't you guys really question what is the thing that changes? Because it does change.
Well, sometimes it's the client because they got information that they didn't have before and they adjust their behavior. I mean, and especially if it's something that doesn't look like something they really necessarily want, or a road that they necessarily want to continue going down.
Yeah.
They now have some agency that they didn't have before because they have information that maybe they didn't have before, or a fresh perspective.
Yes.
And they can certainly change the outcome. The other thing is anything that involves, other people.
They can change it. Yeah.
Those people can change. They're not, they're not, again, it's not static. They're not just like waiting like robots to be activated, as players in the questioner's life. They have their own lives. They have their own reality, and they have their own path. So it's really about trends, possibilities, likelihoods, But beyond that, there is nothing, I don't think, that's ever
I don't feel
really
comfortable
written.
saying I'm certain about anything except what I know and feel, really at all. I don't even feel very comfortable with that because that's probably going to change too in a lot of ways. What I believe and feel and think. And, like I know this is a microphone, but maybe in a year it will be AI something. It'll start growing plants if I ask it to. I don't know. Our reality is getting weird, guys. With that, Bonnie, thank you so much for coming on the show. We have one last question. Do you love our listeners and our watchers?
Yes, I do.
Loves you.
Absolutely.
Yay. Okay. Thank you, listeners and watchers. I love you too.
Yes. Same here. And Bonnie, I hope we have you on again very soon. Love to have you back. It's been great getting an opportunity to get to know you better and to share with, our audience, but also to share amongst ourselves your gifts. I think it's a great way for people to, a lot of people are looking to find kind of their own path, or they're exploring, or maybe they've just started to try to learn about certain things, or maybe they're a ways down the road, but they're looking for all different ways maybe to find kind of what works best for them or fits best for them. And that's why I love that we have such wonderful guests who are able to give that kind of insight and that kind of information for people to find something more that they may want to explore more deeply.
And you have hit a lot of topics today to give a lot of information for. So this is really great. Thank you so much, Bonnie. And listeners and watchers, we love you, all three of us.
Yes.
Peace out. We'll make some psychic friends. Woo. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye for now, everybody.
Bye-bye.